waiting on this to load up. All I did was I had to move it to the hard drive so I could play it. It's taking forever to load up. I've played a little bit. I played first Microsoft Flight Simulator on Xbox. Oh, a little bit, you know, but this one I've just dabbled with here and there, and I'm still learning the controls of the I can't remember the controls. So I'll probably go through tutorials, as long as I got them on here to familiarize myself. Anyways, welcome. My name is Scruffy Old School. You can call me Scruff. I appreciate you watching or checking in. Right now we're just watching it load. I apologize about that, but that's just the game. It's so huge. Plus it operates on servers also and everything else. So I don't know a whole lot about it. I know I can usually get a plane, take off, fly. Just that landing, I'm having trouble sticking on that. Usually on landings, I usually end up wrecking. But, no, let's see what we can do. Hey, okay, we're loaded up. Alright, I gotta figure this thing out. Let's go start, I guess. Okay, I'm looking for like tutorials. What's on there? I don't know what I just clicked. Career, I think. Maybe that has tutorials on it. I'm actually waiting on Farming Simulator 25 to install. I saw it was on Game Pass, and I'm a big Farming Simulator player. Okay,
you seemed comfortable out there. There's a laptop in the office that shows all the certification information you'll need for your PPL exam. Take a look.
Yeah, okay. Certifications. Okay, had this certification.
Here you can see all the different certifications you can pass throughout your career. Your first step is to work towards your private pilot license.
Okay. So, hopefully tutorial.
All the training lessons you'll need to pass the PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam.
Okay, I might have found them here. Sim controls, aircraft essentials, attitude, turns. Okay, here we go. Let's go through these. Sim controls. Interactions and cameras. Okay, let's check this out. Well, Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Time to learn basics. Before getting to know more about aircraft controls, we'll go over basic camera and toolbar interactions, which are essential tools to master in Flight Simulator. Okay. Let's check it out. While this is loading up, I want to thank you for tuning in, checking out my channel here. My name is Scruffy Old School. I appreciate it. Do me a favor, give me a little follow there, and or like, subscribe, whatever. I'm still trying to figure all that out. I used to be able to keep up with technology, but now that I'm getting older, it's just difficult. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Planes loading in. There's our Skyhawk. FS1972, okay, Foxtrot Sierra 1972, that's exactly the tail number I wanted. I remember loading that in last time I played. I don't remember how, but that's the year I was born, so yeah, I'm old. Anyways, alright, let's start this. Alright, talk to me.
Welcome to Sedona. I'm Captain Jess Molina, and I'll be your instructor.
What up, babe? Okay. On what?
For this lesson, we're going to start on the ground and focus on some basic concepts.
Alright.
Fundamentals every pilot needs to know before hitting the skies.
Okay.
This is your plane, a classic, the Cessna 172. Take a look
I'll
around it.
zoom in.
In the simulator, anytime you want, you can easily switch to cursor mode. Now try to find and open the camera panel in the toolbar.
How the hell? Oh, okay. Controls are alright. There's that. There's that. Oops, shit. Stop. Okay. Open the camera panel in the toolbar. Okay. Where the hell's toolbar at? Okay, that goes back dead center. Trying to find toolbar. I'm confused. Where the hell's the toolbar? I'm pushing every single freaking button on this controller, and nothing's opening up. This is probably why I didn't mess around with this too much, because it's not real explanatory. Camera and cursor interactions. Alright, hang on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, I might have figured it out here. Okay, that's cursor mode. Nope, it didn't work. Alright, hang on one second. There we go, finally. Okay. Right bumper and left stick. And it says open the camera. I guess that's the camera.
The camera panel allows you to access the various views and camera modes of the simulation. Go ahead and close all the panels for now. Right now, we are in the external view mode. Let's switch to cockpit view next.
Alright. Right bumper and left. Oh, well, hell, now it says it down there. Switch to cockpit. Or using the camera panel. Pressing this. Okay.
In front of you is the yoke, the primary means of controlling the aircraft.
Yep.
In the simulation, you will be controlling the aircraft with your peripherals of choice. So, let's hide the yoke for now.
Alright, hide the yoke. Hey, I need to be writing this shit down, I think. Hang on one second. I'll grab some paper here. Okay. First mode. What did we say that was? Toolbars, right bumper. Left stick. Then we press the two squares. To enter. I guess and exit. Cockpit. Figure that out later. Okay, now what? Press A with cursor to point. Yeah, okay. A. Point. Oh, God bless it. Point. And press A. A2. Go disappear. Close enough. Might work for other stuff. I also got Train Simulator on here. I haven't played that in a while. Alright. Point at it. Oop, right there. God bless it. On. Controls just. Alright, there we go. Alright, and it says. God bless it. Gotta find just that special spot right there.
For now, we're done with the cursor, so go ahead and hide it.
Okay.
All right. As we've seen, when you want to look around you, it's easy to rotate the camera. But you can also move it freely in the cockpit to get a better view of anything you want to see. Even through a window to look outside.
Left bumper. Okay. Move camera using. Let's do it.
Now, reset the camera to its original position.
Okay, up and down. Okay, then.
All right,
that.
that covers all the main
back.
camera functions available in the simulation.
Okay.
Try to familiarize yourself with them a bit more, then reset the camera to its original position whenever you're done.
How much was that, or what was that? That left bumper? Yeah, okay. So left bumper plus stick, right trigger or left trigger. Alright, reset camera. Okay. Right stick. Okay. I want to look out here. Okay.
Great.
Okay, so now we know a little bit on how to move camera. 100% on everything. Okay. This is what I've been looking for. Okay. Just certification real quick. I just want to look and see what's next. Could have went right into next training, but I don't know. I just like. What's this one? 2,000 credits. I've got 5,000 credits to take the exam. Okay, I guess that A up there means I got an A. Okay, aircraft essentials. Let's do this. I guess that'd be the next. The next training. Yeah, as this is one of your first lessons, we'll start by getting familiar with the main controls and instruments. In this tutorial, you'll learn the yoke, which controls the aileron and elevator axis, the rudder pedals, which controls the aircraft's yaw, the throttle and RPM indicator. Okay. Trying to listen to FedEx here. They're supposed to be. I got a delivery for a rechargeable battery pack for this controller. Tired of buying batteries for it. Package is out for delivery. Been out for I saw a FedEx truck go by earlier. It says on FedEx vehicle at 5:42 this morning. But anyways, enough about that. All right, what are we doing here?
Let's get you familiar with the aircraft, a Cessna 172, and a few commands to navigate it through the skies.
Okay.
In front of you is the yoke.
Yep.
The yoke is like a steering wheel, more or less.
Yeah.
Turn it left or right to control the ailerons and bank the aircraft into turns. Look at the trailing edge of the wings while turning the yoke to see the effect on the ailerons.
The trailing edge. Yeah. Lower that down a little bit. Okay. And on. Let's turn this. Oh shit. That's sensitive.
Okay. Now, the difference between the yoke and a steering wheel is you can pull or push on the yoke. This controls the elevator at the back of the aircraft to make it climb or descend. Look at the horizontal stabilizer while you pull on the yoke. You can see how it affects the elevator.
Okay, how do I pull on it? Look at horizontal by the aircraft by using right. Move. Oh. Like this. Okay. Can't see it. There.
Nice.
Okay, there we go.
Down at your feet are the rudder pedals. They
Yep.
steer the aircraft when you're on the ground. The upper part of the pedals also control your brakes. In the air, they control the rudder at the end of the vertical stabilizer to yaw the aircraft. This is mostly for small corrections.
I guess it's the right and left
For
trigger.
coordinating turns or compensating for a plane's tendency to pull left during takeoffs and climbs. Look at the vertical tail while operating the pedals to see the effect on the rudder.
Okay, and the rudders are right and left triggers. Rudder. I got one tail, so. Okay, there we go. That draw me a little picture. Alright. Alright, let's look at the rudder.
Great.
There, okay, I see.
Last but not least, the throttle is located near the center of the cockpit. Pushing
Okay,
forward will
this is
increase
what I
power.
want.
Pulling back will decrease power. First,
Okay, well, I
look at
know
the
that.
throttle and select it.
Throttle. There's another way to do this. But, oops, shit.
Keep it
Okay.
selected and push it forward to increase power.
Okay.
Power is increased. Now pull it back to decrease power. Power is decreased. Now we'll do the same without focusing on it. Deselect the throttle. Look away from the throttle and increase power.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. Lever. A. To increase.
Set your throttle to idle.
Okay. A. Increase. B. Is decrease. Okay.
Excellent.
Alright.
When the engine is on, you'll be able to see the power change on your RPM indicator. You will find it on your PFD screen in the top left corner.
Right Right there, I guess.
This tells you how fast the engine is spinning in hundreds of revolutions per minute. Next, take a look at your current speed on the airspeed indicator. It's on the left on your PFD screen.
Right there.
It measures the speed in knots. To check your altitude, look to the altimeter. It's on the right on your PFD screen.
There's the altimeter.
Not all aircraft have integrated screens with all this information. A lot of them rely on analog instruments. You can find the analog versions of the airspeed indicator and the altimeter just above the throttle. They're respectively on the left and right.
Okay.
The analog altimeter has 3 hands similar to a clock. The long, thick pointer indicates 100-foot intervals. The short, thick one is 1,000-foot intervals. And the long, thin one counts 10,000-foot intervals. That's all for today. Next time, we'll see how it feels in the air.
Oh, fun. Cool. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta take a little break for a second. Be right back. Alright. I want to go through that one again. Well, yeah, just to, I wrote the controls down, but not what they do. Quick.
Let's get you familiar with the aircraft, a Cessna 172, and a few commands to navigate it through the skies. In front of you is the yoke. The yoke is like a steering wheel, more or less. Turn it left or right to control the ailerons and bank the aircraft into turns. Look at the trailing edge of the wings while turning the yoke to see the effect on the ailerons.
Bank into turns. Okay, look here.
Okay. Now, the difference between the yoke and a steering wheel is you can pull or push on the yoke. This controls the elevator at the back of the aircraft to make it climb or descend. Look at the horizontal stabilizer while you pull on the yoke. You can see how it affects the elevator.
Okay. Elevator. What's she saying? Look at the horizontal tail. Aircraft. Right. Okay. Yeah, got it. Dude, are you alive? Oops.
Nice. Down at your feet are the rudder pedals. They steer the aircraft when you're on the ground. The upper part of the pedals also control your brakes. In the air, they control the rudder at the end of the vertical stabilizer to yaw the aircraft. This is mostly for small corrections, for coordinating turns or compensating for a plane's tendency to pull left during takeoffs and climbs. Look at the vertical tail while operating the pedals to see the effect on the rudder.
What am I doing there? Rudders. Turn around again.
Great.
Okay.
Last but not least, the throttle is located near the center of the cockpit.
Throttle, we know what throttle does.
Pushing forward will increase power. Pulling back will decrease power. First, look at the throttle and select it. Keep it selected and push it forward to increase power. Power is increased. Now pull it back to decrease power. Power is decreased. Now we'll do the same without focusing on it. Deselect the throttle.
Hold on. There we go.
Look away from the throttle and increase power. Set your throttle to idle. Excellent. When the engine is on, you'll be able to see the power change on your RPM indicator. You will find it on your PFD screen in the top left corner.
Right there.
This tells you how fast the engine is spinning in hundreds of revolutions per minute. Next, take a look at your current speed on the airspeed indicator. It's on the left on your PFD screen. It measures the speed in knots.
Okay.
To check your altitude, look to the altimeter. It's on the right on your PFD screen.
Right here.
Not all aircraft have integrated screens with all this information. A lot of them rely on analog instruments. You can find the analog versions of the airspeed indicator and the altimeter just above the throttle. They're respectively on the left and right. The analog altimeter has 3 hands similar to a clock. The long, thick pointer indicates 100-foot intervals. The short, thick one is 1,000-foot intervals, and the long, thin one counts 10,000-foot intervals. That's all for today. Next time, we'll see how it feels in the air.
Okay. Write down definitions and stuff. It's loading up. I want to thank you for tuning in while I'm learning this, relearning. Don't forget to give me a follow. Maybe my pilot career will start. I'm old, disabled, in pain. It's always been a dream to fly, so maybe there's a way to do it. I don't know. Figure out to be available after exam. Okay, now we need attitude to learn to use the elevator. Okay, let's give it a shot. Trailer basics of attitude management. Attitude refers to the aircraft's nose position relative to the horizon. Cruise altitude. Climb attitude, descent attitude. Okay. And the image to the right lines represent horizon's position when ascending or descending.
To help demonstrate pitch, I've drawn 3 lines on the windshield. Notice how the middle line matches the horizon while we're flying level? This is the cruise attitude. The lower dotted line is the climb attitude, and the upper one is the descent attitude. Let's dig deeper into what that means. Pull back gently on the yoke until the climb attitude line matches the horizon. Then maintain that attitude. According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude. But we're losing airspeed, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb. Excellent. That's good. Keep working on it. You'll get better. Now, let's level back out. Our speed is increasing and our altitude is stable. All right. That's good. That's okay. Push gently on the yoke until the descent attitude line matches the horizon. Then maintain that attitude. As expected, with a nose-down attitude, our altitude is decreasing while our speed is picking up. Great. That's good. Keep working on it. You'll get better. Okay, bring us back to level flight. Now your speed is decreasing and your altitude is stable. That's okay. Try to make only small adjustments to your pitch to avoid overcorrection.
I'm trying. Where's the trim at on the side? Not bad. Yeah, I'll tell you. I gotta be. I'm good. Just trying to relearn this so I can do some flights and practice. Considered slip skid indicator. This is done by performing small rudder corrections. As proposed, set maintain attitude. In the air.
For this lesson, we're going to use a line drawn on the windshield to indicate the cruise attitude. I've also added another dotted line to help you bank properly for left turns. Gently move the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank. That's good. Watch your altitude. It wasn't constant during the turn. Now, let's see level back out. All right. For the next step, turning to the right, let's see how you do on your own without any markings. You can see a series of notches representing 10-degree increments on the attitude indicator part of your PFD. As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees. Start banking right until you're lined up with the second notch to the right on the attitude indicator. Then, maintain that 20-degree bank while remaining at the same altitude until I ask you to stop. That's good. Keep working to maintain a constant altitude during the turn. Level us back out now. Great. Small corrections on the yoke will lead to more accurate turns.
Not bad, not bad. I got a B on that one too. Didn't like the way I turned left. Okay, whatever. Still passing. Power settings, power management. Still learning about the relationship to RPM with throttle management. So you have to maintain a consistent cruise altitude attitude. Reduce and increase RPM, soothing effect of power changes, however, smooth attitude.
Let's talk about the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. In the Cessna 172, that relates directly to the RPM displayed on the tachometer on the PFD. on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800. You put your plane in a dangerous situation. Pull back on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800.
These controls. I don't even see the freaking RPM thing. Oh no, dude.
Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing. Excellent.
Fine.
Okay, let's throttle back up to 2,400 RPM. Push the throttle to reach 2,400 RPM.
Yeah, trying.
Your speed is increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well. Keep working on it. You'll get better. I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
Alright, I get it. I just took me forever to find the thing. Tachometer. Alright, let's retry this one. Yeah, the decrease is alright. I was having trouble getting it set on 2450. We'll try this again. Notice this stupid plane keeps turning to the right.
Let's talk about the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. In the Cessna 172, that relates directly to the RPM displayed on the tachometer on the PFD.
Well, you can
Pull back
to
on the
right.
throttle to reduce RPM to 1800. Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing. That's okay. Okay, let's throttle back up to 2,400 RPM. Your speed is increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well. Nice. You did well, but you can do better. Practice getting comfortable with the relationship between the throttle and the RPM.
That was better. That much better. That time I was better on the increase. Alright, whatever. What's next? Maneuver test. Next. Okay, let's review what you've learned in your previous lessons. First test is an important step on your way. This is a test? Oh, crap. Okay, you will be asked to maintain different attitudes. Combine climbs, level flight, descents, and turns. Manage power settings. Alright. Take a look at this picture here. Okay, attitude. Elevators. Want me to do a loop-de-loop? Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Directional balance. Yeah. Alright, let's go for it.
The art of maneuvering a plane through the air isn't a mystery to you anymore. Now it's time to test the skills you've learned. As you can see, we're cruising at 6,000 feet on a north heading of 360 degrees. Start by descending to 5,500 feet while maintaining a northerly heading. While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. Right. Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading. On the Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively.
There's a compass out on the side.
Nice. All right, next exercise. Maintain your heading of 180 degrees, stay at 6,000 feet, and adjust your airspeed to 80 knots.
80. Oh shit, speed up.
That's okay. Review straight and level flight to better manage your speed and altitude. You did well, but you can do better.
Guess I passed though. Don't forget to give me a follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's see what I scored. 29%. Jesus Christ. Use power while maintaining heading down. Yeah. So I need to work on that, but that works. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Maneuver test. Got a B on it, I'll take that. Alright, pre-flight. Yeah, this is like PTI, pre-trip inspection. I was a truck driver off and on for 31 years, so I'm pretty much used to this stuff. Alright. I think on a truck there's 85 points you have to manually check while scanning over everything else. As you're supposed to. Most truck drivers don't do it, which is why there's so many truck breakdowns and accidents and all that good stuff. Alright, hello plane.
Hello. Today we're going to go over all the steps that precede turning on your engine. Those steps are essential to ensure your aircraft's integrity and that everything is in order for a smooth and seamless flight. First of all, stretch your legs a bit and take a look at your aircraft and your surroundings. We never took much time to look at our aircraft from the outside, so take your time if you want to inspect it. You might have noticed some extra bits on your aircraft. These are the covers and chocks. Covers are installed when the plane is not in use and are meant to avoid damaging its sensitive parts. Chocks are there to immobilize the aircraft. You'll need to remove them before takeoff.
Okay, so remove engine covers. Yeah, I never knew about these. Okay, those are gone. Static port. Pilot or static. Static port cover. Okay. Guess that's the ground or whatever. Remove chocks. There we go. Come on. There we go. Remove pilot tube cover right here.
And we're done for the outside. Now that we're sure your aircraft is functional and ready to taxi, let's check the inside.
Oil cover. Okay. Or by pressing left. Alright, let's just get in.
Let's get to the matter at hand. You've been given an EFB, also referred to as an electronic flight bag. It's a tablet that stores critical flight information and is the ideal tool to prepare your flight plans and enhance your piloting experience. Open it and take a look. Feel free to follow a quick guided tour of its features.
Okay, open that with that.
The EFB features an interactive map, a flight plan editor, aircraft and current flight information, a nav log as well as fuel and payload options. The EFB has plenty to offer, but if you want to get directly into the action, you can turn it off after you finish the quick tour.
Okay. Welcome. Electronic flight bag. It will accompany you during your flights. Okay. Alright, here you can plan your next flight. Check your navigation map, check for airport information and charts. Okay. That here you can check your flight performances, checklists, and have access to your aircraft documents. Okay. Here you can view some of your flight statistics, your logbook. Here you can manage your preferences and parameters. Okay. And more apps. Here you'll access and manage all your EFB applications. Okay. Flight planner. Checklist. Pre-flight. Pilot tube cover removed. Check. Parking brake now. Switch. Switch. Bus 1, bus 2. Off. Master switch. Alt and battery on. Okay. What's this? Is impedance control services. Verify security attachment general condition. Elevator trim tab. Check security. Verify security of attachment general condition. Oops. Okay. Alright. Close out. Close that now. Okay.
It seems like we're all clear on the checklist. Now start this pretty bird up.
Okay. Either by completing checklist or quick start with right bumper and left. Okay, let's hold on, open that up again. Go to oops, shit. Damn it. Okay. Let's try to use checklist. Okay. Parking brake. Check it. Parking brake handle is pulled. Okay. Where's the parking brake at? Let's make sure it's throttle. Alternate air. Pitch. Fuel selector. Fuel valve. Where the hell is the parking brake at? Hey dude. Or chick. Damn, hello. I know I had a cute female today. Whoa. There it is. Okay. Parking brake set. Yes. Ignition switch off. Your key is in the off position. Where the hell is the ignition switch? That's all. Okay. There's my favorite button. Autopilot. ignition switch at on this thing? Figured it'd be right here, but alternator, lights. We got invisible. There we go. Magneto, throttle, fuel valve, fuel selector, fuel valve. I've never really found it here, so door handle. Excuse me. I honestly don't know where the hell the ignition switch is at on this one. It's all radio stuff. Flaps. Okay, here you go. Needs to go. God damn it. There. Hot air entry, flaps lever. Just so I can see what we got going on here. I know you're probably watching this and thinking it's right there. I don't see it. But, where is the ignition switch? I figured it'd be right here someplace, but pilot heat, cabin power. Not touch screens. Alright, I gotta look around here. That is. So check the ignition. Key is in the off position. I always thought that was like right. Oh, right there. Guess it's magneto. Is that that's the only key I see. That is in the off position, so we're going to say that's good. Okay, avionics master switch is off. Oh boy. Master switch. Not sure where that's at. Actually looking at these. What's that? Off the air. Man. Just learning to fly would definitely take a lot of training. What else is BLT? Avionics is right here. Isn't it? So for a master switch. Oh, right here. Oh, I guess. Master switch off. And those are definitely off. Okay. Both switches. Okay, well, hell, now you tell me. Okay, push. Both switches in the on position. Alt and battery. Alright, so put these on. Those are on. Alright, primary flight display. Okay, check, verify the PFD's on. It is on. Okay, fuel quantity. Fuel levels is about 3/4. This is probably more than enough for what we're going to do here. Okay. Low fuel and low F check. Verify the annunciators are not shown on the PFD. Okay, no. Anywhere where it says low fuel, oil pressure, analytic check. Verify the shown oil pressure. Yes. And flashing. And low vacuum. Verify the analyzers show low vacuum. Annunciator. Low vacuum. Select the elevator trim to takeoff position. What is takeoff position? The problem is that box is in the way. What's this pitch trim? Okay, I do not see a line anywhere. I mean, I see this, and then as soon as I move it there, a stupid box pops up. Wish I knew how to do the trim without pointing at it. I'm gonna hang on. Okay, I see it now. About right there. Awesome. Okay, it's in takeoff position now. I'll be right back after finding that one. Okay, sorry about that. What did I say? Right bumper plus right stick. Just trim. That's usually what I have trouble with right there. But now I've got that written down. And we've got that. I'll set the elevator trim to take off. It is on. Okay, fuel selector valve. Okay. Fuel selector valve. It's over here someplace, I think. Oh no, it's down here. Wait. Fuel selector. Okay, set the fuel selector valve in the both position. Oh. Okay, there we go. That's done. This needs to stop moving. Okay, static pressure alternator off. Check static pressure alternator. Source valve is in the off position, which is right over here, I think. I think that's that. Which that is in the off position. Okay. Check. Okay, checklist complete. Now, next one. Verify security of attachment, general condition. We did that. We walked around. Elevator trim tab. Antennas. Okay. We're gonna say we did that. Security, general condition. Flaps. Okay. Main wheel tire. Check for proper inflation in general, all that good stuff. Oil level, we didn't do it, but power, security. And we're gonna say it's in good shape. Okay, left wing. Taxi lights, check. I'm just acting like we did all this. Aileron, check for your movement, which I have in that. Well, not necessarily on this plane. Okay, before starting the engine. Brakes, verify the brakes are correctly working. All electrical equipment is off. Okay. I mean, I guess it's not moving. Master switch, bus 1 and 2. Both switches are off, yes. Fuel selectors and both. Fuel shutoff valve is open. That I don't know about. Fuel, god dang it. Fuel shutoff valve is open, yes. Okay, start the engine. Finally. Push the throttle lever slightly. Okay. Okay. Pull the mixture level. Oops. Hold on. Check that. Go back up. Okay, throttle. Open a quarter. Wait, what did it say? Open a 1/4 inch. Okay, that's about right. Pull mixture level in full position. Okay. 100%, I guess. Idle cut off. Pull. Let's see this. Yeah, it says pull mixture level in full aft position. Idle cut off. Okay, hang on. Okay, I think it's supposed to be right there. Okay, standby battery switch arm. Switch right there. Go back up. Okay. Okay. It's armed. Engine indicating system. Verify no red X's. Well, we've got some red X's there. Okay, now they're okay. Should just had to start up, I guess. Still gonna take a little bit to get this started. I'm just learning, going through checklists. Usually I just do the shortcut, but I kind of want to go through everything to see what all it takes to safely and properly start a little Cessna. Now, like just hopping in, turn the key and going like a car. And even that you should really pre-trip. Check your tires, your oil, your fuel, blah blah blah. Okay, engine indicating system, check. Verify no red X's. Okay, we did that. Master switch, alt. Push both switches to on. Okay, on. Oops, on. Okay, beacon. Push the switch in the something. Chat, that's not what I want. Let's see. Yeah, whatever. Okay. How do I? Hold on. Couldn't tell if that thing's on or not, but it says it is. So, okay, auxiliary fuel pump switch on. Okay, this I gotta find. I guess it's that one right there. Mixture, push the mixture level forward. Set to full. Okay. Ah, shit, get out of there. Set this to full. Okay. Full mixture level to off. Okay. And turn fuel pump off. Okay. Guess that just gets fuel in it or something. Unless it can get in there. There we go. Ignition switch. Okay. Damn, we spent all that time looking for that. Okay, we're gonna go in close. Just, oh shit, so I can see what it says. Okay. Release ice to start. Release when engine starts. That's what I thought. Now, according to my AI, this needs to be full rich. Go here. And hold it and start. Nothing's happening. Probably because my alternator and battery are off. Okay, we're not having any good luck here. There we go.
Now that we've covered all the preparations, let's get to the good stuff, shall we?
Huh. This checklist kind of confusing. I'll take it. Oh shit, wrong button. Oops. Alright. Sorry, I'm just trying to learn all this in detail. Taxiing, okay. Let's taxi. Taxiing is an essential skill to master before flying. Before taking off, planes need to follow taxiways to get from their dedicated parking spots to the runway. In this training session, you'll learn the maneuvers on these paths. Alright, cool. A few more papers gonna come in handy. Ugh. Alright, let's do this.
Let's take a moment to talk about taxiing.
Okay.
Taxiing refers to moving the aircraft on the ground under its own power. In particular, getting from the ramp out to the hold short point on the edge of the runway. Steering on the ground is managed through the rudder pedals.
Huh.
That's right,
Okay.
unlike driving a car. We turn by using our feet.
Okay.
Okay, ready? With the throttle idle, release your parking brake.
Okay. Parking brake.
Okay. Now,
Release.
gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving. Go easy on your throttle. Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. Increase throttle to gain forward momentum and then reduce RPM accordingly to match a fast walking speed while taxiing.
Alright, where am I going? Move. So now I freaking move.
Now, test the brakes. Good. Brakes checked.
Cool.
Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes.
Okay.
See the crossing in front of us. Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway.
slow.
Alright, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport, near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center, marked by the yellow line. And watch your speed. Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway. Alright, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport, near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center, marked by the yellow line. And watch your speed.
Yeah, I guess I don't turn there then. So I'm at holding point A, or hold point A1.
Watch your speed. After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point, in prep for takeoff. That was good taxiing. The next challenge will be to keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
Oh, fun. I think I'll just take some breaks. 72, I'll take. That's passing. Pilots, full attention, all the key steps must be covered in this tutorial. Dedicated to getting you off the ground. Okay, hang on one second here. Whatever. Start training. Alright. Sure, it's gonna be a little different from GTA because you actually have all the controls on this one. Where GTA is just right trigger, left trigger, right bumper, left bumper. That's pretty much about it. Oh, and you can use left stick for turn. Okay.
There's an old saying I like. A mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway. And to the left, to make sure no other planes are approaching. Runway numbers are not arbitrary. Each number matches the first two number of the runway's compass bearing, rounded to the nearest 10 degrees. For example, a runway orientated towards the north would be numbered 36, which is 360 degrees on a compass. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position. Now slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21. Excellent. All right, let's do this. Apply full power, and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go. Go full throttle. Use your rudder to stay on the center line, and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now, gently pull back on the yoke. And we're airborne. Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Maintain 75 knots and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to remove the left yaw plane has when climbing. You can see your current yaw input by looking at the MFD slip skid indicator. Okay, 5,500 feet. You've reached your target altitude. Good job.
That was pretty quick, actually. I did alright on that one. As I said, taking off and flying, not that big of a deal. Just landing, this is where I have issues. Alright. Just landing tutorial, focus on using the yoke. There'll be no need to actuate your throttle or flaps on this one. To perform a proper landing. Okay, we're just going to do a basic landing, then we'll get into the technicalities of it. For a proper landing, the aircraft speed and rate of descent are reduced to allow for a gentle touchdown. There goes nothing, right? While this is loading, I want to thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll learn something too, maybe. Go ahead and hit that follow button or subscribe or like. Pass, I try to go for the rewards points. So, you know, I gotta play like 4 different games to get 50 points, 8 different games to get another 350 points within a month. And then there's weekly things, you know, like 5 games in a week. Play a game that's installed on a Game Pass game that's installed on your hard drive. Play a Game Pass game for 15 minutes. There's all kinds of stuff. And then there's the web page where you have your daily sets, where you learn about stuff and take quizzes and polls and all that good stuff. You get points for all that. And it's legit.
For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only.
Okay.
We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast. Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does. We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line.
Trouble staying on that center line.
I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
Yeah, me too.
Keep in mind that approaching the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
Alright, we're gonna try that one again. I need practice on that one. I passed, barely. I'm gonna try it again. I was having trouble getting lined up. Check my farm and see how that's going. It's going extremely slow. Alright, let's do this.
For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast. Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does. We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line.
Lost that center line, but there we go.
Well done. but there's room for improvement.
That was better.
Keep in mind
That
that
was
approaching the
definitely better.
runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
Oh yeah. Flaring, I had problems with that time though. So, okay, well, let's do the next one. Because there's going to be a hell of a lot more than that to it. This is throttle management on landing. Too high, reduce throttle. Too low, add throttle. Alright, focus on throttle. Throttle adjustments will allow you to manage crafts the glide path on the final approach without having to rely on the elevator. Whenever you're focused on the throttle, do not hesitate to make small corrections with the yoke. Okay. Okay.
In the first part of this landing exercise, I want you to stay on the glide path by using the throttle. You can make small corrections with the yoke to stay aligned with the runway. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate. Now you can use the elevator to land.
Try to get lined up.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
Stop, stop, stop.
Nice. Now, apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
That was a little rough.
You did well, but you can do better.
Getting lined up is the hardest part. Let's retry that one.
In the first part of this landing exercise, I want you to stay on the glide path by using the throttle. You can make small corrections with the yoke to stay aligned with the runway. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate. Now you can use the elevator to land.
Why does it always seem like I'm to the left of the freaking runway? There. How's that?
reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. That was excellent.
That was better. There we go. I'll take an A on that one. Alright, what do we got coming up next? I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, I'm at a point. I'm going to take my little break here. I'll be back on a little bit, whether I'll be doing this or farming, I don't know yet, but it's time for this fat boy to eat. I haven't eaten nothing yet today. It's 3:30 p.m. Fat boy getting hungry, so I'll holler at y'all in a little bit. Alright.